What's going on, guys? I want to make a relatively quick shop project video for you guys, or at least give you some general ideas and guidelines to make yourselves something similar. First off, I apologize for the messy bench. Hopefully it's not too much of a distraction. But recently needed some upgrade in my shop lighting. I was having some trouble seeing some things I was working on, especially with the cold weather. These fluorescent ballasts just don't seem like they heat up and work quite as brightly as they normally should or would. Some of these bulbs probably need replaced anyway. So what I did, I went to my local hardware store and found some pretty nice LED task lights on clearance. I'll show you the original box here, what they look like. These are Patriot Lighting brand. They're from my local Menards. It's a local big box store. And I think this item is currently being discontinued, so they were on sale for about $12, $13 a piece, which really is pretty hard to beat for this nice of a light. And I know you can get some similar on Amazon, eBay, just look around. I know IKEA makes a really nice flex neck or gooseneck LED light that's similar, may even be a little bit better for this project. They're about $17, $18. Shipped Amazon Prime, if I'm not mistaken, and should work pretty similarly here. I also had another one of these. I showed a slightly different build that I'm going to show here on my Instagram page, AR Custom Knives. If any of you follow that, you may have seen it. It's just using a slightly different switch. Everything else pretty much is the same. But again, any of this can be upgraded, downgraded, changed as needed based on what you have around the shop or are able to source locally. For this, I found a single gang switch box worked pretty well. And just a little donut-shaped magnet with a bolt hole in it that I attached. You can use epoxy, any other kind of adhesive to attach a magnet however you want to. This one had holes in it for screws or bolts, so I just bolted that through the bottom here. It works fine. Only thing to keep in mind if you're attaching anything through these little knockouts, they can't come loose. So I actually used a washer on the other side just to give a little bit better pressure and span the whole box so that that knockout wouldn't bend or break out of there. And actually I think it was already missing on this one, but you could leave them. Just do what you need to do there. So that's our magnetic box. This is going to allow us to put the light pretty much anywhere in the shop, maybe on our vise, drill press, table or the housing, milling machine, surface grinder, regular grinder, you name it, even just a regular workbench. And if you don't have any magnetic areas on your workbench, you can just use kind of a heavy piece of steel. It's kind of a makeshift base. You can put the light again pretty much anywhere, or even just screw a plate to the wall. Use a regular switch box. You know, your imagination's the limit there. So just some general ideas as far as that's concerned. Now, as far as disassembly, it's going to be different for every light. I did film the disassembly for this one, but my camera ran out of memory and cut off in the middle of it, so we're just going to kind of skip that. But, you know, these come apart pretty easy. Just pry the bottom plates off. You know, the guts come right out. Switches and everything screw or snap right in. You know, just do a little bit of reverse engineering there, and you should end up with something like this. This is the light. And then you got the nut and washers for that. And then this one had a little electronics box tied in series with it. Probably to step down the voltage or smooth it out from 110 to whatever the LED requires. I think there's some little capacitors, resistors, and things in here. We'll just tie that right back in like it was. It did use these little crimp connectors, which you can find at the hardware for cheap, or if you're careful you can even reuse them if you have to take them off. Wire nuts will work just as well. Shrink tubing, any of that. I won't really go into how to wire things. That's a little more intensive than the purpose of this video. Again, I'm just kind of giving you guys some ideas and guidelines. You can kind of figure the rest out based on, you know, what kind of equipment that you end up using. So this one will just have a regular toggle switch. Already drilled the hole to attach the lamp. So we'll go ahead and thread that back in here. Again, the one on my Instagram was slightly different. It just used a slightly different base and I mounted it a little bit differently. I think I'm actually going to like this way a little bit better. And this actually ended up being about a 3/8 inch nut, which I had, or 9/16 for a 3/8 thread, which I had laying around here somewhere. We'll just use this adjustable. And so that's pretty much it for that part. Now, these have to go back together. I had to take them apart to get it out. So red, gold on red, black on black. This is the LED side of the little electrical control here. Let's go ahead and pre-twist these. And then we'll use the same little crimp connectors that we took off. Nice solid crimp so they don't go anywhere. And wire nuts, shrink tubing, all that would work just as well. This isn't going to see any real stresses. Even put spade connectors if you need to disconnect them, however you guys do it. And then one side will go to one end of the switch here. Strip a little bit off of here. Now this thing's kind of opening up on me. I think I'll use a little bit of electrical tape to seal it up a little better, which I had laying around here somewhere. We'll find that eventually. There it is. It's very cold, which never really helps. Electrical tape. When you're putting electrical tape on, a little tip, I don't know a lot of guys really know, you want to kind of stretch it. Helps it hold a lot better than just wrapping it around like masking tape or duct tape. You know, it's really made to be stretched. Before it sticks. So that's that side. We'll use the same electrical cord that went with it, or you can put a longer one on, depending on where you want to mount these, where you got outlets. Do that again. Probably took a little bit too big of a bite off of that. There we go. Now this, we'll go through our little Romex clamp here and pull enough out to work with, and we'll tighten it up later. Actually, I want to make sure the hot side is on the switch. That's going to be the side with the writing on it generally. Depending on your cord end, there may not be polarity, so it won't be an issue then. Again, I don't really want to get too deep into the wiring logistics here. Get somebody in trouble. And again, we got one more little crimp connector. Twist on there. Give it a good crimp. That's really all there is to it. Again, you just wire it how it comes out of your base. You know, based on how yours was to begin with. And really just that quick, we got a real nice portable, use anywhere task light to help us see what we're doing and improve the quality of our work. And easily move out of the way, shut off when we don't need it. And altogether, I think I got about $20 in this project, if you include what a switch box and a toggle switch costs. Actually, I had these lying around, so really, this only cost me about $12. I think I scrapped this off of something else I didn't use anymore. So, that off. Got a pretty good range of adjustment in these. It is a fixed neck. Alright guys, video cut out there at the very last minute, so I'll have to tie this together, but everything's pretty much done. What you saw was pretty much the end of the project. I did just want to show you how well it works here real quick, and give a couple of closing comments. For one, this is a conductive metal box, so it's really probably not a good idea to use this ungrounded power cable in the event that the hot side of this power cord were to fall loose inside of here and contact the box. It would potentially make this live and be a little bit uncomfortable to handle. So the best way to do this would be to get a grounded power cord and tie that to the box somehow. Or to use a non-conductive box, or just make everything really secure and insulated on the inside. Again, I really don't want to get too much into wiring or electrical theory on this. Just wanted to give you guys some general ideas on how to make your own very nice and effective portable shop light that you can take around the shop with you, help you see what you're doing. So less than 20 bucks, I think it's a pretty good investment. The project itself pretty much took about as long as this video. So it's really not all that much effort, time, or money. And hopefully gives you guys some ideas to work off of, and you can make your very own. So thanks for watching, guys. Comments, questions, concerns below. We'll see you on the next one.